Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's 1 round.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
You make of that?
Anthony by murder.
By murder?
Yes.
Golly.
Might knock his head off a little bit. Like, it might be special effect, but it might, like, go out.
Like legit?
Yeah.
Boxing legends are weighing in on the upcoming Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua showdown, and Alexander Usyk is particularly blunt in his assessment. Having faced Joshua twice, he says he knows exactly how devastating Joshua's power is and predicts the fight won't last beyond a single round. Usyk views the matchup as a money-driven spectacle that adds little to the sport, arguing that Joshua needs only one clean opening to demonstrate the massive gap in strength and skill. To him, this isn't a genuine contest, just a brief encounter in which Jake Paul steps into territory far beyond his experience.
About AJ taking that fight. Obviously, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Do you see something wrong with AJ taking that fight?
This is just a lot of money. It's just a show.
Right.
This is not interesting sport because, guys, brothers, Anthony, it's Olympic champion.
Right.
Jake, it's just sportsman. Yeah, YouTuber. Jake do a lot of work.
Right.
Special coach, special food, a lot of exercise, new.
Yes.
But this is guy don't have a mother fights.
Right.
Never
Right.
a mother fights. Maybe them wrestling, now professional, but Joshua, Anthony Joshua, it's Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's 1 round. Because Anthony, twice, my fight twice. Jab,
Very hard.
yeah, look, you know? This is,
And still from his fight.
this jab.
Tyson Fury, however, takes a completely different angle, delivering one of the boldest predictions in the conversation. He claims that Jake Paul will knock out Anthony Joshua, an idea that shocks many and goes against most expert opinions. Fury argues that Jake is physically developing, lifting heavier, and reshaping himself into a stronger, more capable fighter. He views Jake's rapid improvement as impressive and believes that momentum can sometimes outweigh experience. Known for surprising statements, Fury insists that Jake's confidence and upward trajectory could produce an outcome almost nobody expects. To him, Jake is no longer just an internet star, but a committed athlete preparing seriously for this challenge. Fury's prediction remains highly controversial, but adds a compelling layer to the debate, especially coming from someone with his level of heavyweight boxing knowledge.
Talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Teddy Atlas evaluates the matchup from a strategic standpoint rather than relying on hype or fan influence. He fully recognizes Joshua's immense power, yet emphasizes that Jake Paul is not entering the ring without advantages of his own. Atlas points out that Jake's youth gives him quicker recovery, more fluid movement, and a willingness to take risks that older fighters may avoid. He also notes Jake's noticeably improved footwork, which could create moments of discomfort for Joshua if he misjudges Jake's mobility. In Atlas's view, every fight has two sides, and this one is no exception. Joshua brings size, a deep technical background, and championship experience. But Jake possesses certain attributes, like speed, hunger, and mental freshness, that cannot be overlooked. Atlas stresses that Joshua excels when he dictates range, yet Jake's faster feet and readiness to engage suddenly could open small but meaningful opportunities. Those openings may be limited, but they are real, and that alone means Jake should not be dismissed. Atlas isn't predicting a Jake Paul victory, only that Jake has enough tools to be considered a legitimate factor in the fight.
While we look at all the advantages that Joshua has, let's look at how I look at where maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter. I get it. But his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua, last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired. Where's his mind at? He got knocked out terribly by Dubois. Where's his confidence? Where's his mindset? Where is he? Is he taking this fight the way that fans are, overlooking Paul, taking him for granted? Yeah, it probably is. Might be. Does that weigh in? Yeah, that weighs in. People don't look at those parts of it. And the weight. Paul's smart. He always puts clauses in there. I know this is the first time he's fighting a guy who's bigger than him and all that stuff, but he put in a 245-pound weight, clause where he can't come in over 245. What is Joshua weighing? He was off over a year. He was basically retired. Was he 280? Was he 290? Was he 275? Easily could be the case. He didn't have a lot of time now to get to 245. How does that affect him? Oh, we forgot about that. It's a little thing, but it's not that little. It's the thing that Paul put there for a reason. Again, Paul hasn't made too many mistakes. He's been pretty damn smart. I'm not saying he's the fighter that Joshua is, but I don't know if Joshua's the fighter that Joshua.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.